Growing older and living alone can offer a sense of peace and freedom. But behind that quiet independence lie risks that few people talk about. Imagine this. On an ordinary morning, an elderly woman reaches for a spice jar on a high shelf, slips, and falls, unable to get up, with her phone in another room. It takes 2 days for a neighbor to discover her. This isn't just a hypothetical story, it's a reality for many who live alone in their later years. Risks like these are rarely mentioned when discussing the solo journey of aging. Through countless conversations, shared experiences, and wisdom from those who've walked this path before, I've gathered insights that I want to share with you. In this video, we'll uncover the often overlooked challenges of living alone as we age and explore practical ways to make this chapter of life safer, more fulfilling, and truly meaningful. First, be your own emergency backup. Living alone in your later years means becoming your own emergency responder, always ready for unexpected situations. Many are surprised to realize they're their own safety net, with no one around to check if something goes wrong. There are countless stories of older adults experiencing incidents like falls or sudden illness, waiting hours or even days before anyone notices. Take Helen, for instance, who's lived alone for 5 years. One night, she suddenly became dizzy from low blood sugar and couldn't sit up or call for help. Fortunately, she was wearing an Apple Watch Series 6, a smart device that detects health changes. The watch automatically triggered an alert, notifying her son. Thanks to this quick intervention, Helen made it to the hospital in time, avoiding a potentially serious situation. Devices like this provide peace of mind, making independent living safer and more secure. Some people also choose to install an emergency key lockbox outside their homes, allowing trusted family members or friends to enter in an emergency without having to break a window. These precautions help you prepare for unexpected events and maintain safety in your independent life. Second, loneliness as a real challenge. Loneliness can become a real challenge when living alone. Even for those who appreciate solitude, many assume that solo living is ideal for introverts, but it's not always that simple. One person shared that although she has siblings, they live far away, and she rarely communicates with them, except for a brother near Seattle. Yet she seldom reaches out, feeling there's nothing positive to share. Another man, after retiring, went through a deep depression, living alone in a rural area. Now, he's learned to accept his alone time, but occasionally, the waves of loneliness still return, though he knows those moments will eventually pass. Many others on online forums talk about their shrinking social circles, friends moving away, retiring, or passing on, making it increasingly challenging to form new connections. For many, pets become cherished companions, offering comfort and connection without the demands of human relationships. One man mentioned getting a small dog to fill the emptiness at home. The dog not only keeps him busy but brings unexpected joy with its playful antics and is his loyal companion during walks in the park. We all need social connections, so if you choose to live alone, be ready to embrace and overcome those solitary moments. If you're still with us, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. Third, one of the biggest challenges of living alone in your later years is learning how to manage everything on your own, from the smallest tasks to daily responsibilities. When you have someone by your side, you can rely on them for help or share the workload. But when you're on your own, all the responsibilities fall squarely on your shoulders. This opens up opportunities to learn useful skills, everything from cooking your own meals, doing laundry, paying bills, to handling other essential tasks for independent living. As you navigate this self-reliant journey, don't hesitate to turn to Google or online guides for assistance. However, be aware of your limits. If something is beyond your ability, like changing a light bulb or making minor repairs, don't hesitate to ask for help to avoid any risks. Knowing when to take on a task and when to seek assistance is crucial for maintaining a safe and independent lifestyle. Imagine a long, exhausting day as you return to your empty home. Even though your children might call to check in, you may not want to burden them with the everyday issues you face. As your health changes with age, you still need to cook, clean, and take care of yourself, even on days when you feel unwell. There's no one to whip up a comforting bowl of soup or tidy up a messy kitchen. Even moving heavy furniture becomes a challenge, with no one around to share the load. Sometimes, even the small things, like keeping your kitchen stocked, remembering to buy more tea, or restocking fruits and vegetables, become solely your responsibility. Each day of living alone is a reminder to yourself of the tasks at hand. Even as your body signals that you're not as spry as you used to be, living independently at this age is a mix of patience and courage, helping you face the challenges and loneliness that come your way, while also being a journey of self-discovery and inner strength. Fourth, maintaining your home can become a burden when living alone, especially as you age. Keeping your living space tidy becomes more challenging as your energy levels decline. Tasks like sweeping floors, cleaning kitchen cabinets, or even scrubbing the bathroom can feel tiring and time-consuming. Many older adults have shared that they gradually let some household chores slide because they simply don't have the strength or motivation to do it all themselves. One woman mentioned that she keeps a list of tasks to tackle, such as organizing items in the closet, washing windows, or cleaning out the fridge, but she often postpones them because they seem overwhelming. This doesn't mean she doesn't care about her home. It's just that some tasks are beyond her capacity when she's on her own. In such cases, consider seeking help, whether it's hiring someone to assist with heavy chores or asking family and friends for a hand when they can. If your budget allows, downsizing your living space could also be a practical option to lighten the maintenance load. A smaller space means less to worry about and more time to focus on the things that truly matter in life. Fifth, living alone in your golden years may also expose you to mental health challenges that often go unnoticed. Prolonged loneliness can lead to feelings of sadness, anxiety, and a loss of interest in life, increasing the risk of depression. Without anyone to talk to or share your burdens with, the weight of isolation can become increasingly heavy. Living alone also means fewer opportunities for social interaction and support, which can easily lead to a sense of emotional isolation. If you're dealing with health issues like chronic pain or mobility challenges, trying to manage everything alone can become exhausting, thereby heightening the risk of depression. Moreover, depression doesn't just stem from loneliness. It can also cause you to withdraw even further, making it more difficult to connect with others and worsening feelings of anxiety and stress. However, living alone doesn't mean you have to endure loneliness. There are various services and support methods available to help alleviate these feelings. Talking to a mental health professional, receiving assistance from social services, or even adopting a pet like a dog or cat can bring joy and companionship, helping you feel lighter. It's essential to seek out and access these support resources to ensure your mental health remains stable, allowing you to maintain joy and optimism in the independent life you've chosen. Sixth, when living alone, it's easy to neglect self-care, yet it's more important than ever. With no one around to notice if you wear the same outfit for days or if you skip cooking a proper meal, falling into the habit of neglecting your well-being can happen quickly. Living alone may lead you to question, who am I doing this for? But the answer is, for yourself. One man shared that after years of living alone, he realized he was overlooking the little things, skipping meals, showering less frequently, and spending too much time on the couch. He remarked, "I have to remind myself that I deserve the same care and attention that I would give to others." Self-care isn't just about physical appearance or healthy eating. It also encompasses mental health. This can mean keeping medical appointments, ensuring you get enough sleep, or engaging in activities that bring you joy. Another woman described her nightly ritual of lighting candles, applying a face mask, and reading as a small but meaningful way to nurture her spirit. Prioritizing self-care is vital, even when no one is around to notice. Get dressed in the morning even if you're not going anywhere. Cook the meals you enjoy, and treat yourself to whatever lifts your spirits. After all, even if you live alone, you still deserve the best care, and only you can provide that for yourself. Seventh, living alone for too long can make you less adaptable. This is something worth considering. When you get used to the freedom of making all your own decisions, you may become less flexible and find it harder to adjust if you later need to share your space with someone else. When you live alone, You might be accustomed to arranging your belongings just the way you like, without the need to tidy up right after making a mess, or asking for permission when inviting friends over. But if one day you move in with a relative or partner, you may discover that compromising becomes a lot more challenging. Eighth, malnutrition is a hidden danger when older adults live alone, without anyone to share meals with. Cooking can feel like a burden, and you might think that preparing a meal just for yourself isn't worth the effort. Moreover, many older adults take multiple medications, and some of these come with special dietary restrictions, making meal preparation even more complicated. As a result, you might opt to microwave frozen meals or even skip dinner altogether for convenience. However, this can lead to malnutrition, which can severely impact your overall health. While cooking for one may seem daunting, it's absolutely worth the effort. One woman shared on a forum that she learned to love cooking for herself, and it completely changed her perspective. It's not just a chore, it can become a form of self-care. You could try batch cooking on weekends or preparing meals that last a few days, or even experiment with new recipes to make cooking more enjoyable. Cooking for yourself is a small act of self-care that reminds you that you deserve attention and care. Plus, it's not only healthier, but can also save you money in the long run. Ninth, while social invitations may dwindle, you can take the initiative to create your own fun. As you age and live alone, you might notice that the number of times you're invited to gatherings starts to decline. It's not that people no longer care about you. It's just that friends and family become busy with their own lives, careers, or may have even moved away. Some older adults share that they rarely receive invitations to get-togethers like they used to, and this can lead to feelings of isolation. Instead of waiting for the phone to ring, take the proactive step to create your own social life. This can be as simple as inviting a friend for coffee, organizing a book club, or having friends over for movie night in your own home. When you're the one organizing, you can shape the activities to fit your preferences. One man in his 60s recounted how he started a walking group every Sunday, where people gather to explore local trails. This group not only helped him connect with others, but also allowed him to engage in an activity he loves. Living alone means you have the freedom to design your social life on your own terms. So embrace that opportunity. If you enjoy crafting, invite others over for a craft night. If you love a particular TV show, schedule a weekly watch party. Be the one to reach out, and you'll find that when you take the initiative, others will respond in kind. Above are 9 things that few people tell you about living alone in your later years. Independent living brings both challenges and profound joys. When you live alone, you have the freedom to create the life you want, a truly precious freedom. However, remember that there's nothing wrong with seeking help, preparing for unexpected situations, and leaning on others when needed. You've come a long way, and there are still many things to look forward to. Surround yourself with what brings you joy and peace, be it a beloved pet, a small garden, or a favorite book. When faced with tough days, remember that you're not truly alone. There's a whole community of people like you, all exploring the path of independence. If you have ever lived alone or faced similar challenges, don't hesitate to share your experiences in the comments. Your stories could inspire and support many others. In the next part of this video, we invite you to hear an inspiring story. In the bustling city of New York, amid countless people rushing by in sharp business suits and luxury vehicles, there was an unassuming woman who quietly worked for nearly 7 decades. That woman was Sylvia Bloom, a secretary at a law firm, who led a humble, quiet life that was almost invisible. No one suspected that this woman would leave behind such a significant legacy. At the age of 96, when she passed away, Sylvia not only left behind her estate, but also a heart full of kindness and a lesson about simple living, perseverance, and the importance of living with compassion. Sylvia chose to live alone, managing everything from work to finances by herself. But what makes her story special is her quiet accumulation of a vast fortune while living on a very frugal budget. Yet, with over $9 million, Sylvia decided to donate nearly her entire estate to scholarship funds and charitable organizations to help struggling students. In the following lines, let's explore the life of Sylvia Bloom, a woman who not only enriched herself but also brought hope and opportunity to future generations through her sacrifice and compassion. Career and life at the law firm. Sylvia Bloom started working at a prominent law firm in New York when she was very young. At that time, secretarial work was typically reserved for women, and her role was primarily to assist the lawyers with paperwork and document handling. Although she was just a junior employee, Sylvia always showed dedication to her job, working hard and paying attention to even the smallest details. She never complained and didn't seek recognition. She simply went about her work, day after day. For decades, working in an office environment was not easy, but Sylvia made it a part of her life. Her colleagues adored her, yet no one knew much about her personal life because Sylvia always kept a certain distance. While her colleagues began to think about retirement, Sylvia continued to show up at the office every morning, working late into the evening and cherishing each moment in her role. Simple and frugal lifestyle. Sylvia's life was not flashy. It was entirely simple. She lived in a small apartment near her office and took the subway to work every day. Even in her old age, upon arriving at work, she would open her homemade lunchbox, typically filled with simple, nutritious meals she prepared in the morning. Sylvia didn't spend money on expensive clothes, jewelry, or real estate. She maintained a frugal lifestyle from a young age. No one knew that behind her modest exterior lay a substantial fortune that had been accumulating over the years. For her, happiness was not found in luxury, but in the feeling of autonomy and independence. Each dollar saved was a reminder that she could take charge of her life without relying on anyone else. Looking at how Sylvia lived, people thought she only had enough to get by. But in reality, she had cleverly saved and invested to accumulate much more than most imagined. Stealthy investment strategies. Sylvia didn't have a financial degree, but working at the law firm exposed her to numerous transactions and wealthy clients. Through her work, she gradually learned about investing by observing and practicing. She noticed that many clients invested in the stock market, and rather than just watching, she decided to give it a try herself. With small amounts of money, Sylvia began investing in stocks and other safe financial instruments. Unlike many risk-taking investors, Sylvia chose a careful, long-term, and patient investment approach. She recognized that her personality wasn't suited for high-risk ventures, so she focused on stable investments and only withdrew funds when absolutely necessary. Thanks to this strategy, she accumulated a significant fortune, reaching $9 million, a sum that no one would expect a secretary like her could possess. Philosophy of life and commitment to education. Sylvia was married, but she and her husband did not have children. Nevertheless, she always found joy and meaning in helping others, especially in the realm of education. Throughout her life, Sylvia harbored a deep love for knowledge and a desire to support underprivileged youth in accessing education. When she decided to leave the majority of her estate to scholarship funds and educational organizations, she meticulously planned her legacy. She believed that by helping students access education, she was creating a meaningful legacy and making a lasting impact. Sylvia never revealed her donation plans to anyone. For her, giving was not about seeking recognition or praise, but rather about creating real value in her life. Even without children, she found profound meaning in helping the younger generation fulfill their dreams. For Sylvia, this was her way of living on in people's hearts even after she had passed away, through the opportunities she provided to others. Astonishment and respect from family and community. In 2016, Sylvia Bloom passed away at the age of 96, leaving a great surprise for her family and friends. When her will was revealed, no one could have guessed that this simple, humble woman had amassed such a vast fortune. The amount she left to scholarship funds and charities left everyone astonished and filled with respect. Her family was not only proud of Sylvia's generosity, but also admired her steadfastness and humility over the years. The story of Sylvia Bloom spread rapidly, capturing the special interest of the public and the media. When the news broke, the New York Times included this story in its list of the best and most popular stories of 2018, while the week called it one of the most heartwarming stories of the decade. People were not only amazed by the money Sylvia left behind, but also touched by her life philosophy, a life of hard work, frugality, and giving without expecting anything in return. Sylvia Bloom's life is a clear testament that living alone does not equate to living without purpose. She chose a life of independence, working diligently and thoughtfully, steadily accumulating her wealth, and ultimately using that wealth to effect real change in the lives of others. Through Sylvia's story, we see the value of perseverance, humility, and compassion, qualities that helped her build a proud life and leave behind a meaningful legacy. Her life carries a profound message. Happiness is not just about what we possess, but how we share and contribute. Sylvia demonstrated that, even while living alone, she could positively impact her community and spread love quietly. Her story is a reminder of the power of independence, personal responsibility, and kindness, timeless values that each of us can learn from and practice in our own lives. There's a famous quote by Henry David Thoreau: "I wanted to live deep and suck out all the marrow of life." This statement, when viewed from the perspective of aging, resonates as a gentle yet firm reminder that life should not merely consist of existing, but rather living deeply and fully, savoring every precious essence that life has to offer. When you've journeyed through much of life, navigating the busyness, the goals, and even the failures and pains, perhaps now is the time to pause and ask yourself, what truly remains? What gives real meaning to each day that lies ahead? The answer no longer resides in achievements or outward appearances, but in the ability to live deeply, fully embracing each moment and ensuring that the small, valuable things don't slip away unnoticed. Living deep can mean taking the time to watch the sunset without rushing off somewhere, savoring a cup of tea without worrying about tomorrow, and accepting what life brings with a tranquil heart. Living this way means you are enjoying every breath of the present, finding peace in what may seem like small yet precious things. It is in these moments that you can see life becoming more meaningful, not because of what you've accomplished, but because of the serenity and calmness within your soul. Thoreau reminds us that sucking the marrow of life isn't about a journey filled with grand or glamorous experiences, but rather the patience to reflect and accept. A life rich in meaning doesn't require much. It simply requires you to look deep, to love, and to cherish. Perhaps when we are younger, we may overlook the value of these small moments, but as we move through much of life, we realize that happiness isn't found far away. It's right there in each moment when we live fully and gratefully. At this age, living deep also means staying true to yourself, not trying to please anyone else or conform to any other standards. It's how you reconnect with the core values of life, respecting the past, embracing the present, and facing the future without fear. Living is not just about continuing to exist. It's about enjoying each day as a gift, reflecting on what truly matters, what makes you smile, and what brings satisfaction when you look back. Let Thoreau's words inspire you to live not just to leave an external mark, but to live deeply and peacefully. When you learn to distill each core essence in life, you're not only living for yourself, but also inspiring those around you, helping them realize that true value does not lie in haste or ambition, but in how we show up to life. If you're still with me at this point, please leave a comment to let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share your own story in the comments below. I look forward to hearing from you, and I hope to see you in the upcoming videos. Goodbye.